From the banks of Lake Erie to the shadows of the Bridgers, Mercyhurst marches west, hungry, hardened, unafraid. The Bobcats stand guard on the Big Sky block, sharpening a sky-high passing game while the ground game grinds like granite. Autumn exhales, cool air, warm pads, hot tempo. Where courage meets collision, legends get loud. Is today a Laker leap or a Bobcat statement? The breeze is crisp, the stakes are sizzling. Mercyhurst versus Montana State. Feel the roar, chase the upset, next on Scripps Saturday Showdown. The most beautiful time of the year here in Bozeman, not only because of the fall weather, but also for obvious reasons. Football season is in full stride as rowdy Bobcat fans welcome in the Mercyhurst Lakers in their second straight trip to the Gallatin Valley to take on number 4 Montana State. Hi again, everyone. Ben Creighton, Ty Grigorek, Grace Lawrence also coming up in just a bit. And Ty, final game of the non-conference slate. What other strides you want to see from this Montana State bunch as Big Sky play looms?
Yeah, I mean, they were excellent last week. I mean, mostly dominant against the San Diego team. This week they get a similar type opponent. Mercyhurst had to travel a long way, back-to-back years. So, you know, I think what they're looking for is just a complete game, you know, in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams, and shoot. Let's throw in coaching in there too, just to have a great polished game going into Eastern Washington next week.
Let's start with offense. Justin Lamson, I mean, man, he has loved his time here in Bozeman, and he has been efficient as QB1.
He was incredible last week, Ben. I mean, just some of the throws he was making, you know, he was right there. You can see he's on the move just a little bit. He finds his playmaker in Taco Dowler. You know, when the pocket is clean for Justin Lamson, he's been nothing short of awesome. Like you said, 75% of the season. Incredible, man. And this play right here, when that pocket collapsed, he had to find air, takes a shot here at the end, but man, you got to love his competitive and toughness.
A true dual threat, no question about that. Meanwhile, for Mercyhurst, Adam Urena, standing at only 5'9", but dude, he can sling it.
Well, he's been in the program a long time, very veteran guy. Throwing for over 313 yards on the season right now. That's a lot. I mean, you and I were talking during the broadcast last week. They're in Sacramento, and you're like, oh my gosh, is Mercyhurst going to go down to Sac and beat them? Obviously, they came out with a loss, but these guys have gotten better, and it all starts with their trigger man here in Adam Urena. I mean, you got to like what you see out of this guy. He's been very, very efficient.
200 passing yards in 15 straight games. And on the defensive side, Tatum Gray is regarded as one of the fastest players on the team, and boy, he can fly to the football.
They call him Big Play Tay. I think he is an absolute difference maker for this Bobcat defense. You can see, you know, you just really evaluate him throughout the season. Good tight coverage, made a lot of plays on the football. I mean, I really, really like what this kid's doing, and he's done some great stuff for Sean Howe's defense.
And for the Lakers, Cedric Carter arrives from Albany while Anthony Mackey leads the team in tackles.
Yeah, you got to love these two. You know, Cedric Carter's going to split time with Jonas King, but he's got one of the only takeaways on their defense right now. And then Anthony Mackey, leading tackler, made a ton of plays at that safety position. I would imagine you and I will be calling his name a ton this afternoon.
No doubt a tall task for that Mercyhurst defense. How do they try to slow down that MSU offense today?
Well, I tell you what they have to do is they got to try to get a takeaway or two. You know, if you look at Mercyhurst the last 3 games, they've been competitive, but they've been turning the ball over and they haven't been taking the ball away enough. If they want to have a chance here at Bobcat Stadium, they've got to try to, you know, possession time and win the turnover battle, man.
A beautiful day for football, and we know Grace Lawrence is enjoying the weather as we go down to her. Hey, Grace.
Hey, guys. I'm definitely enjoying this weather. But Montana State, they've racked up a lot of preseason accolades, including number 41 defensive lineman Paul Brott. I mean, he's preseason All-Conference, All-American, and on the Buck Buchanan preseason watch list. But he told me during fall camp the team has a motto for all those awards they racked up. It's called Taco Truck. That's because you can have a special up there on the board one day, but it could be wiped off the next. So if you don't put the effort in during the year, all those awards that come out before the season, they don't really mean anything. I mean, it's pretty common for a team to think this way, but what an interesting way to represent it. I remember laughing during fall camp when he told me the nickname, and guys, honestly, it makes me kind of hungry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm now starving. I don't know about you, Ty, but I'm starving. But yeah, like Grace said, definitely one of the best sound bites coming from fall camp. As we take a look at our Stockman Bank weather report, Again, a beautiful day here in Bozeman, 76 degrees.
Hey, sorry for that.
Absolutely beautiful conditions here in Bozeman today. Montana State will get the ball. Mercyhurst won the toss. They deferred to the second half. So it will be Jabez Woods back to return for Mercyhurst. Again, the second straight year. As you see, actually, Jared White will return this upcoming kick for Montana State. A little bit of a change today in special teams for the Bobcats. Again, Mercyhurst, second straight year coming to Bozeman. They traveled a long way here in the non-conference slate. They go to South Dakota State next week. Their second year as an FCS program, looking for a big win on the road. Montana State looking to close out the non-conference slate with a W, and a squibber will be handled by Jared White. Trying to cut through a hole and gets past the 20-yard line. And before that, as we'll get a flag on the play. But you look at Justin Lamson right there, the completion percentage. I mean, he's been awesome just completing all those short passes, and he's got a heck of an arm as well, Ty.
Well, he's been making a lot of the long passes, too. I tell you, number one in the country is number one in the country. I mean, this guy, you look at that. Clean pocket, vision's good. He knows he's got his release valve there, and Ryan King, again, only a 4-man rush here, but well blocked. Gets his big tight end. I mean, he's been great. And then this is what I love about Lamson. All right. First look's not there. Second look's not there. Sees a crease, takes it, does the rest with his legs, takes a shot. Bobcat Nation's enjoying what they're seeing from this man thus far, Ben.
Tough as nails, no question about that. By the way, illegal block called on Montana State will push them back to the 8-yard line. That's where they'll start their opening series.
And there's a guy right there you're going to see up top. Chris Long hasn't played. And I believe once we get a clear picture, I believe Burke Mastel will be back in the game for the Cats too.
Tons of time for Justin Lamson. He's got a wide open target on the far side as he goes to Adam Jones. And Ty, we take a look at your players to watch. And you got a couple big boys in the trenches for both Mercyhurst and Montana State.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to start with Aaron Rodriguez there. I mean, the guy's a 6-year player for these Lakers. Eugene Avea, they call him Maui. He's listed at 6'6", 390. He's a massive dude. I think we're going to see a big day out of Adam Jones.
Players to watch, sponsored by the Jewelry Design Center. Second down, and we got movement before the snap.
False start. Offense, number 72. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Spencer Mumford, by the way, our white hat this afternoon. Braden Zimmer with the happy feet.
Yeah, a little sloppy out of the gate. That's 2 penalties in essentially 3 plays, including the kick return there. So, again, I talked about it in the pregame in terms of a polished type game, cleaning everything up going into conference play. Got to clean it up.
Four wide on 2nd and 6. Lamson, straight drop, pitch and catch, and complete to Jabez Woods. And he will get enough to move the sticks for a first down.
It just looked like, finding the sticks here, just a stop right about 5 yards, get to the sticks, stop. Good throw, good protection.
But that goes back to the growth of this offensive line. Obviously, getting Burke Mastel back today is big, but JT Reed having to move to that center spot. And, I mean, there were a lot of questions about that O-line coming into this season. First down, nowhere to go. And as a gang of Lakers wraps up Adam Jones.
Yeah, and it looks like JT Reed is still playing center, Ben, but I'm trying to see here. I do see Burke Mastel in the game. But, yeah, Burke's now playing left guard. Again, I joked last week about the Cat coaches and players, hearing about this reshuffling of the O-line. Bottom line is, you almost always have to reshuffle different positions throughout a season, and so I think they got some dudes they like, and they'll see how it looks.
Woods motion, 2nd and 10. Again to the ground game, Adam Jones. Trying to drag a defender. Actually, Colson Kuhn getting the carry there for Montana State. So Brent Vegan really dipping into the depth chart early on.
Well, when you got a stable of running backs like this, I mean, Kuhn's a good player, and they're all going to get turns today. Yeah, it was kind of tough. His jersey was tucked under there.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was a 3 or not. But that is our man Kuhn.
Obviously, we've seen it the last couple of years here in Bozeman. 2 tight ends in the game on 3rd and 3. Using a plethora of running backs in that offense. Up the gut, breaking away, slingshots through the hole, stays on his feet, and a foot race. Colson Kuhn caught from behind, but a big run past the 30-yard line to get into Mercyhurst territory.
Well, this is all just Kuhn. Yes, it was well blocked. Great run. Nice job by the O-line, and excellent effort here by the corner, Adonis Marshall, just to save the Lakers from 6 points there. Good hustle by that young man.
A 45-yard rush there from Colson Kuhn. As Lamson goes under center, 1st and 10. Now to Adam Jones. Up the gut. Tries to drag a couple of defenders. Patrick Carter on the stop. We go back to Arts and Crafts, Ty.
You bet. Well, I mean, just block, head on head here. And that's all Kuhn. Just good vision by him. And, you know, talking to Coach Fern, who's new on the staff this year. I mean, these guys, they're all going to play. You know, as he said, in his perfect world, it'd be 41 personnel.
Yeah.
4 running backs, 1 tight end. I kind of like where his head's at. But we're going to see a lot of these backs, and now we're going to see a healthy dose of Adam Jones.
On 2nd down, Adam Jones again with the rock. Not much going there. But good defense there by Mercyhurst.
It is. Great job by the front 4 here. You can see those linebackers just miss a block. You know, Coach Remedio, the head coach, Remedio, for Mercyhurst, he's also their defensive coordinator, you know, and he's been in the program a long time. Takes a lot of pride in the way this defense plays.
Trips at the bond with a screen on 3rd and 5. Julius Davis now in at running back for Montana State. Lamson rolls to his right, off-balance throw. He's got Taco Dowler. And again, Montana State will move the chains for a 1st down.
Yep, trips down here to the boundary. You know, now we're seeing, there's a good shot of Coach Remedio right there.
Yeah, his 4th season leading this Laker program. But before that, a decade at Mercyhurst in a plethora of roles. Defensive coordinator, like you said, Ty, associate head coach, recruiting coordinator, and now tasked with leading this program, entering a new era in the FCS. 5 wide. Empty set. Lamson with an eternity of time. Over the middle, Jabez Woods getting inside the 5.
Yeah, they went empty formation here. They just moved Julius Davis out. 4-man rush here. Great protection. This is what I'm talking about in the pregame. When Lamson has time, man, this guy is nails. 75% completion rate, man. It's incredible.
Just such an efficient passer. I formation, 1st and goal. Julius Davis. Shake and bake. Using that body, that power. Still no signal. And finally gets in. Touchdown, Montana State.
Well, they brought in big people to do big people things, Ben, including the running back. You saw extra tight ends there. You saw Rocky Lancioni there in the backfield. Fullback, I-pro, Ben. I-formation. Big boy football. And then look at that guy right there. They might take a look at this.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least from that angle, looked like might have been a little short.
Yeah.
But again, all touchdowns are reviewed, so.
I have a feeling this pause here, they're taking a peek. I think he's going to be just a scoot short. You see that knee, and you can see his tush here hit the green grass, right? Yeah, it's close. I don't think the ball was in, though. No, they're letting him kick.
As the PAT good. So Julius Davis will get into the end zone for TD number 2 this season. An efficient first drive of the day for Montana State results in 6, thanks to Julius Davis.
Today's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
Nice shot of Main Street right here in Bozeman, and Montana State efficient on their opening drive, going 92 yards down the field, just under 6 minutes, and capped off by Julius Davis, who, again, Ty, we've seen it the last couple of years. I mean, he's just been a bruiser in that running game and just using that power to get into the end zone.
Yeah, Ben, he runs hungry, man. He's hungry like he hadn't eaten in a while because he was not going to be denied. That was a great job by Mercyhurst stuffing him in the line, but he just kept churning those big legs and got in. At least they said he got in, so
right.
Got to take it.
Chaz Davis will call for a fair catch for Mercyhurst. So now the Laker offense looks to respond on their first drive of the afternoon, and we already highlighted Adam Urena, obviously QB1 for this Mercyhurst offense. And you look at the totals for this Laker offense. I mean, 463 yards per game, but a lot of that coming through the air.
No question about it. You know, something that's not on there is the possession time, and we talked about this early. If they got a chance in this type of atmosphere against this type of opponent, they're averaging over 36 minutes a game in possession time. They got to try to replicate that today if they got a chance.
They've led the time of possession battle in all 3 games so far this season. First pass incomplete as he throws behind his intended target, and Dylan Evans, who's the leading pass catcher for the Mercyhurst offense. And you look at Evans, again, like I said, so efficient in that passing attack. Right now, second in the NEC in receiving yards per game.
He's off to a nice start, and obviously looking for his key dude right there. Just an off-target throw by Urena.
Man in motion. To the ground game, first time today, going to Aaron Rodriguez, the senior out of Winter Springs, Florida. Alec Eckert on the stop.
Yeah, like I said about Rodriguez, he's going to split a lot of this game with Brian Trobo. But that being said, this guy definitely deserves his reps. 6th year in the program there at Mercyhurst. Wily old vet.
Montana State loading up the line. They have been efficient on 3rd down this season. But now they'll just bring 4 on 3rd down. Urena flush from the pocket, still buying time. Sidearms it, Rodriguez making the grab, and a first down for the Mercyhurst offense.
Well, this is a nice job by Urena. They went out to an empty set here. Bobcats gave the illusion of pressure, but then just rushed 4. What happened is, though, they lost the edge of the defense to allow Urena to just kind of keep sliding to his right. Great job by him extending the play, finding that running back that was originally placed into the boundary. Nice job by them moving the chains.
That's a big thing for Urena, just watching the game film. I mean, you could see a good pocket presence from the southpaw. On first down, play action, Urena. This time with a deep shot, wide open target, making the squeeze inside the 30 and finally pushed out of bounds. A big catch, big throw to Ryland Davison.
Great job by him. I mean, again, we keep talking about how Urena's not a big man, but if he's got a clean pocket like this was a good route. Nice throw on a dime. Shoot, this is a great throw and catch. Big play by this Laker offense to get the ball down on about the 26-yard line, Bobcat territory.
But even talking to that Mercyhurst coaching staff the other day, I mean, they even said, look, we're a more confident bunch than they were last year coming into Bozeman. And you even saw last week on the road against Sacramento State. First down and 10, Rodriguez bouncing off a couple tackles and picks up a gain of 2 on that rush.
Coaching, talking with offensive coordinator Thomas Sadesky this week, Ben, they've got a lot of statistical things that look really, really good. The problem is that they've been in some good fights with the first 3 opponents, but they've had what he calls catastrophic plays, and those are turnovers. Putting the ball on the ground. 4 interceptions against Youngstown. You can't go down and have a great drive like this and have a catastrophic play. Nice job by the Laker offense thus far.
We saw Brent Vegan on the other sideline, a great tenure here in Bozeman, and then a loss of 2 there. Seth Johnson flying in to bring him down for the TFL.
You're going to see it up here at the top. It's a great job. It's a great job by those interior guys right there. Eckert, you just see him bubble the play. That's just pure mass, kicking ass right there, Ben, and bubbling the play and making it go sideways to get him to 3rd and long.
Mercyhurst 49% on 3rd downs this season. And now 3rd and 11. Urena, again, clean pocket underneath. Bobbled up in the air, nowhere close to the first down marker as Joe Kerbacher made the catch, but obviously short of the line to gain to bring up 4th down.
Big hit, and I got to tell you, Ben, this Bobcat defense has been lights out on 3rd down in the last 2 games. As of right now, with that one right there, they are 22 of 25 on 3rd down. That is nothing but success. Compliments to Coach Howe and his defensive staff. Talk about lights out, and they're going for it on 4th.
Yeah, I keep the offense on the field here.
I like it though. I mean, shoot, they just traveled, however many miles. I mean, they were in sack last week, going to Brookings next week. Why not take a shot?
Urena lets it fly again. Davison into the blue turf, touchdown Mercyhurst, but there is a flag down on the field.
Very, very curious to see what this flag is. Essentially the same concept that they hit for the big play.
Pass interference, offense, number 6. It's a 15-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
Evan Dyke. Call for the PI.
Okay, so he's right here. Okay, so we're going to see him. This is Evan Van Dyke, the sophomore. Okay, so he's going to run. He's running, and yet he tried to plead his innocence, Ben. Like Richard Kimball in The Fugitive, but referees weren't having it. You can't do that. Big penalty, moving him all the way back to the dang 38.
Now a 4th and 22. 6 points taken off the board.
I wonder if the punter made the charter flag, because this, 4th and 1,000.
Before that, timeout, Montana State.
Timeout, Montana State. They're first of the half.
4th and a long way to go. Coming up when we return. Time to check in with this week's Williams Plumbing and Heating poll. Which of these programs was not a charter member of the Big Sky Conference? You got Idaho, Idaho State, Montana, Montana State, NAU, and Weber State. Of course, today's poll question is sponsored by Williams Plumbing and Heating. Visit williamsandplumbing.com to register for a chance to win tickets to an upcoming Cats or Grizz game. So again, a 4th and 22 coming up after that offensive PI wiped a touchdown off the board for the Laker offense. Four wide for Urena. Kerbacher motions. And trying to get Montana State's defense to jump. Play clock down to 5.
Well, I think maybe they did bring the punter on the charter, Ben.
Yep, they'll take the fault. They'll take the delay of game penalty, I should say, to back them up.
Delay of game, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Good shot of Coltrane Taylor there. Imagine we'll be calling his name a bunch on some tackles today.
And the leading tackler right now for Montana State with 21 coming into this campaign. I was going to say, finally, the special teams unit comes out for Mercyhurst as Taco Dowler's back to return.
And this is where, Taco's so explosive in the return game, and he's been dynamic thus far in 2025. Kind of like to see this phase of his game come alive soon.
Was 2nd in the Big Sky, 11th in the FCS last year in yards per punt return. And so let this bounce behind him, and that will go in the end zone for a touchback. So thanks to a penalty, the defense holds for Montana State as the Bobcat running attack looks to replicate their first drive when we come back. Well, after that punt, Brent Vigen getting on his defense over on the sideline. I mean, you and I are trying to figure it out, what he was so upset. You got any clues?
Well, I'll tell you, that's not the entire defense. That's the D-line, and he's got massive expectations for those guys, and he should, because they're good. Veteran group, they're all dang juniors and seniors. I mean, even the kids coming in to back them up are, they've played a lot of football, and he expects them a lot. Urena shouldn't be back there just dropping dimes on the secondary.
Lamson on the draw. QB run. And a couple yards on that carry. Well, so far, Ty, I mean, you look at Colson Kuhn. I mean, he likes playing against this Mercyhurst defense. You go back 1 year ago with a big touchdown run. And then already in this game with a big scoot against this Laker defense.
Yeah, the man from Sheridan, Wyoming, he's going to find athletic director Leon Costello and say, hey, Leon, can we get Mercyhurst to come back for a third year in a row? Please. I like playing these guys.
Already with 53 yards on the ground. Lamson running out of time, able to escape. Will use his feet again. He gets upended a couple yards short of the first down marker. And a couple yards short of the sticks. And again, look, this has been a talking point all season. Tommy Malott gone from Montana State. Justin Lamson, how he was going to do filling in for a guy who is an all-time great here in Bozeman, but obviously putting up the numbers so far.
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying it. I mean, I think Montana State should be very, very happy they went and found this guy. I mean, you can't take anything away from Tommy Malott. He's one of the greatest players in the history of the program.
On third down, Adam Jones following his blockers, getting to the edge, and trips out of bounds, but a first down for the Bobcat offense. But again, blocking the big key on that first down run.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they brought multiple tight ends in there, and they just ran counter back to the boundary. Again, you're starting to see some bigger personnel, bigger formations in the short yardage situation, which, as an old defensive guy, brings a lot of joy to my heart, Ben.
Now out of the pistol, Jared White getting the carry, and he gets tripped up short of the 45.
Well, we've seen four running backs in the first quarter. And I would imagine we'll see all four of them all day. Great blocking up front.
Jared White picks up a first down.
It's a real nice block there by Hunter Province. Again, I'm always going to try to show the wide receivers and tight ends blocking downfield. You can talk about the stable of running backs that MSU has, and we've been talking about it for years, but more often than not, that O-line and those receivers and tight ends do a heck of a job.
White again, and swallowed up in the backfield. And now a word from the Jewelry Design Center.
More choices. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life. Come see us in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
Well, again, it's got to be complimentary. We know how strong the running back attack can be here at Montana State, but as Brent Vigen has told us year after year after year, it all starts with those big boys up front on the O-line.
Yeah, it does, and you're not seeing the 300, 350, 400-yard rushing games this year, but you are seeing a more balanced offense, and I think that's truly what Brent Vigen wants out of the O.
Underneath, wide open, past midfield, and another first down for Montana State. And there's Chris Long. Great to see him back after missing a couple games.
It is. He hadn't played a lot. It's like, wow, I actually caught the football. He almost stumbled. He's kind of a baby giraffe right there. But yeah, he's back playing football, and this wide receiver core is going to love having him back. Justin Lamps is going to love having him back because that is that big play target. No offense to Taco Dollar, but this guy is different on the perimeter.
A deep ball threat, a yards after catch guy, according to this Montana State coaching staff. New set of downs. Lamson with an eternity. He unloads. Looking for Taco Deller, incomplete. Batted away. Good coverage there by the Mercyhurst defense.
Well, it's good coverage. It's a great job by the offensive line. I mean, a professional bull ride's 8 seconds. Lamson's got all the time in the world. Great clean pocket. Takes a little shot at the end there, but he definitely had time to find Taco. He just kind of underthrew him a little bit. But again, great defense there by Chris Thompson, the senior cornerback.
Yeah, barely got a hand on that one to knock it away from Dowler. Lamson again to the air, this time quick hitter to Adam Jones, out of bounds. Fans, make sure to show off your team spirit. Send us your best super fan photos, and you can see yourself on the big screen later on in this game. Just scan the QR code on your screen and upload your favorite fan shots. We'll pick some of the top photos and showcase them later on in the game. Good luck, and let's see those amazing fan moments. Of course, sponsored by MMA. And now third down and 2 for the Bobcats. Jones motions, faking the sweep. Lamson up the gut, mazes his way through, and again, moving the chains again.
There's actually 22 personnel here, Ben. You're going to see Adam Jones. That's Adam Jones in the fly motion. Good job by Lamson seeing that crease. Nice job by the big boys up front. You can see Big Mastel in the game. Good to have him back.
Julius Davis enters the backfield. Before that, flags fly.
Well, you know, kind of like what I was saying.
False start. Offense, number 66. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Titan Fleischman.
And Titan's actually that fourth player we got cut off there, or I was just talking too much about the previous three. Titan's a heck of a player. You know, I think this kid could play on Sundays.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, he's been impressive as that will end the first quarter here in Bozeman. Justin Lamson in the offense, looking to add on to this lead. 7-0 lead for number 4 Montana State. Second quarter coming up right after this.
Today's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
First and 15 for Montana State as we start quarter number 2. Justin Lamson, effective so far, 6 of 7, 58 yards. 5 wide on first down. Lamson underneath. Adam Jones jukes a defender, stays on his feet, trying to drag a couple of Mercyhurst defenders. And he'll be short of the first down marker as we go down to Grace Lawrence.
Yeah, guys, once they realized they were playing Mercyhurst 2 times, in a row, the Cats called it a rivalry. Coach Remedio told me he popped into one of the stores in downtown last year in Bozeman the Friday before the game, and the people around him saw his Mercyhurst shirt. They just looked at him and they said, good luck. What caught his eye most was the old school Friday night light football feel Bozeman has to offer. He said, in a sense, Montana State is what college football is missing.
Yeah, Julius Davis able to pick up the first down for Montana State. Yeah, that was probably one of the best sound bites that we got from the Mercyhurst head coach earlier this week, comparing it to kind of Friday night high school football. And I mean, he's exactly right. You look at the atmosphere here in Bozeman. It's what college football is kind of missing right now in the game.
Yeah, no, he called it homegrown ball. Homegrown fans, homegrown players. It is what's right, and yeah, we're starting to get into the Lakers pretty good. Shoot, they should talk to Leon Costello and maybe do a home and home. Got a bunch of these Montana kids haven't been out to Pennsylvania, and makes a lot more sense than going to Autzen Stadium, Ben.
I guess we'll play on. Just waiting for an announcement possibly from Spencer Mumford, but play on. First down in the pistol. Lamson, he wants 6, out of bounds as he overthrows Jabez Woods.
Pass goes out of bounds, intended for Jabez Woods. Mackey on the defense for the Lakers. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's just crazy the amount of miles that Mercyhurst has had to travel this season. As you look at the AVA red zone, pretty efficient for the Bobcats. 9 for 10 this season with 7 touchdowns. Already 1 for 1 today. Long the motion man. Julius Davis. Nothing there, 3rd down.
Well, you can see that man right there, the big fella, Chenard Low-Ray, the big junior. Great backside pursuit. And you were just talking about all the travel, the two opponents the Cats have seen the last 2 weeks. I mean, shoot, when the season's all over for San Diego and Mercyhurst, Ben, they're going to travel like 22,000 miles. It's crazy.
Hopefully those players loaded up on the movies and TV shows on all those flights. Pressure coming, Lamson throws it, Chris Long absolutely belted short of the goal line.
He was belted, but this is a big-time play by Lamson. And this is what I think, this is, again, Tommy's gone. He ain't coming back. But this kid is a quarterback, all right? It's not there. It takes up. Oh, wait. My eyes are still downfield. I find my man, Chris Long. Here we go.
Lamson trying to do it himself and swallowed up by a trio of Lakers.
Lamson with the run, comes down to the backfield. Second and goal from the 4.
Now, that's a big thing Justin Lamson even said coming into this week, looking at his performance against San Diego. He said, you know, I think sometimes I took off a little too early. I got to be better at having a good pocket presence, and he's always working at that. And you saw it right there. Was about to take off, but found a wide open target. Play action, Lamson. Incomplete as it hit the turf.
Yeah, just when I started giving Lamson a bunch of love, they went 13 personnel, brought all 3 of their big tight ends, and went an eye-pro look. Just a good old-fashioned power pass into the flat. He had him. He's just got to get the ball up and let the dang tight end catch it. Love the play call, though. 13 personnel with Schlepp, Province, and Lencioni in there.
And in the Big Sky, again, Montana State, one of the best at 89%. Cal Poly, though, man, you talk about effective. Incomplete off the hands of Taco Dowler.
Yeah, assuming they elect for the field goal here, that's a bummer for the Cats. I mean, that was a good drive with some miscues at the end of the drive here. And really, it should have come the play before on that power pass. Ball's just a little too far for Taco. Still does touch him hit him in the hands.
This will be about a 21-yarder for Miles Sandstead.
Sandsted's kick is
right
good.
through to make it 10-0. Well, you saw Justin Lamson certainly not happy coming off the field with Montana State only putting up 3 on the board. But beautiful QB vision there. 10-0 Bobcats. Well, Ty, we know Brent Vigen has groomed some good QBs here in Bozeman. A little bit of a teaching moment there for Justin Lamson.
Well, he's groomed some great QBs in general.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, Brock Jensen, Josh Allen, you know, and the former Walter Payton Award winner last year, you know. So he kind of like what I was telling about the D-line, and he was jumping them. You know, he expects a lot out of his quarterback play, and I know he's got a guy that, you know, I think he's getting very copacetic with, and you know, he says Lamson loves to learn, and just got to finish that drive.
And taking it out of the end zone, Chaz Davis dancing and short of the 20-yard line.
With the kickoff.
All right, Ty, back to the telestrator we go.
Yeah, well, this is, you know, we just came off of a red zone play, which they didn't get. We're seeing a lot of their 2 running back packages right now. Again, skinny post. And if you're a defensive guy, hey, gun split. Watch the wheel in the red zone, guys. I mean, that's standard football stuff. Great play, great job by Adam Jones. And again, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of 2-3 running backs, because Adam Jones is just another receiver that's playing running back and a running back that plays receiver. He's a dang good weapon to have.
On the slant, slinging it to Dylan Evans, getting to the 25. Yeah, because, again, what's the one thing we've heard about Adam Jones the last couple of years in terms of the running backs? He's definitely the best receiving back out of that bunch.
He's excellent. I mean, he's a phenomenal football player, and there's sure a whole lot of folks in this league that hold him in that regard, as he was the preseason Big Sky Offensive Player of the Year. So there's a bunch of folks that understand what this kid's got. I think we're going to start seeing more and more of them with each game.
Davison flanks out as Urena being chased. Here's Brian Trobell, able to escape a tackle. And that will be a first down for the Mercyhurst Lakers, as the leading rusher for the Mercyhurst bunch gets them a first down.
Yeah, they're kind of taking a page out of the Cats right now. They went an unbalanced formation here. You can see Cole Taylor. He's trying to get everybody, you know, just matching numbers. He overran the play there. I mean, they had it schemed up pretty good. You can see Cole Taylor missing the play there, and finished off there by Big Play Tay.
Fighting right through the hole. Trubell short of the first down marker, and that's the scouting report on him. I mean, he can really hit the hole quick, man.
Yes, he can, and they're bringing 600 pounds. You can see here. Right, they're trying to create gaps on the edge. Bryce Grebe puts an edge on it, leverages the football back. That being said, nice schemed up play. See Caden Dowler finish it off at the end.
Well, we already talked so much about the Montana State O-line. You look at this Laker O-line. I mean, you got 6'6", 6'4", 6'4", 325, 389, some big boys in the trenches. Again, finding a window. Trubell lunges forward short of the 50.
Well, they kind of smell blood in the water because they keep coming back to it. And I got to tell you, I was noticing this in the pregame. Trubell is a well put together young man. I mean, he is stacked. 72 yards per game right now for the big senior, 4 rushing touchdowns. With that defense holding them to a field goal here, they put together a nice long drive. Take some time off the clock. Like Coach Sadesky said, it's not they're always trying to do it, but it's just kind of the way the cookies crumble in the last 3 games. 36 minutes a game, that's a lot of time.
Play action, Urena. Another wide open target and rumbling out of bounds. And another first down, as this time they go to their tight end and Ashton Wilson.
Yeah, and again, seeing Coach Vegan get into the D line a little bit, they're not getting a ton of pressure on Urena right now. And I know ideally, Coach Sean Howe is not going to want to just start bringing different pressures if he doesn't have to. Those big boys up front got to start affecting the play, even if they're not always getting sacks. Start affecting the play by doing that to the quarterback.
High snap. That one deflected, incomplete, as looked like it was Kenneth Iden swiping it down.
Yeah, it is Kenny Iden. You're going to see him up top here. This is what I'm talking about. It's not always going to be the big sack, but affect the play right there. Nice job. PBU by a defensive lineman. We'll take it. Gets just enough of it. Nice job by the homegrown Bozeman product right there.
Himself and Paul Broad, obviously those 2 big leaders for that D-line. 2nd and 10. Trubell gets the handoff. Past the 35, 3rd down.
Yeah, again, power, counter, trying to add these gaps to the edge. Another good run. This is a great drive. You can see great inside out here by Coltrane Taylor right here at the end. But again, this is a nice drive by the Laker offense. Right there, good, nice play by Taylor.
And Trubell and Cole Taylor talking a little smack there. 3rd and 4. Urena, and a beautifully placed ball right there. Ryland Davison making the squeeze, and another first down for the Laker offense.
Big play by that quarterback right there. Montana State was trying some LCV, some line change variations. Try to get in the windows a little bit here. Feels the pressure, gets rid of the ball. Great throw by Urena.
Helmet came off, so Alex Javonin will have to come in for one play.
You can see the pocket collapse right here. Again, just looked like they actually were bringing 5-man pressure here with Grebe. New quarterback helmet come off. College football, you got to go out.
And we'll get a timeout on the field. Timeout called by Mercyhurst. But the Lakers marching down the field, looking to get on the board for the first time today.
Timeout on the field.
Some 6 shades right there on that young Bobcat fan. Again, a beautiful day for football here in Bozeman. The fans loving it. And time to check out Fan Zone with the Marsh McLennan Agency. Check out today's featured fans. Thanks for sending in these awesome photos. Not only here at Bobcat Stadium, over by the touchdown terrace. Fans watching from home. You got the German Shepherd watching as well. I always love to see the doggies highlighted as well. First down, Urena just dumps it off into the flat. Trying to get to the outside and pushed out of bounds as Davison Gets to the 20. Back down to Grace Lawrence.
Yeah, Ben, offensive coordinator Thomas Tedeschi said Adam Urena was one of the greatest people he's ever been around. He's a war dog for them. Gets hit in the mouth and pops right back up. He also said he's the smartest person he's ever coached. His ability to process information is unique. He wants 15 Adams on their team if it was possible, guys.
Yeah, I mean, he said some people may look at him as the smallest guy on the field, but, I mean, you've seen it. He makes good plays, and there's a reason he's a leader. And trying to lead this offense down the field. Trobell bouncing to the outside and a couple yards short of the first down marker. Cole Taylor with the tackle.
Yeah, Coach Tedeschi was saying he's taking some shots and he's down on the ground and he's like, I don't know if he's going to get up, but he does. He pulls his boots up and he gets up. He's a tough kid. He's not a big guy, but, you know, like I said, 313 yards per game right now. And I think he's showing this Bobcat crowd, you know, this kid can play. They're knocking on the door for points here, Ben.
Yeah, 12 of 15 this season in the ABA red zone. Yeah, last week against Sacramento State on a double pass, Urena just got absolutely clocked, but was able to stay in the game. 3rd down and 3. To the ground attack, Trobell ripped down. Paul Brott bringing the wood there.
The Moose, the big man out of Billings, Montana. Big time play by the senior captain. Look at the hands right there. It's like, oh, get off me. Yeah. And that's what Coach Vigen was talking about. Now, going back to another 4th down here. Looks like they're electing to stay in. Got to fly over 2,000 miles. Why not?
They were 50% on 4th downs coming into this matchup.
It's a big play for the Lakers.
Urena, pressure coming, and the football comes loose. There's that Montana State D-line getting it done again to force the takeaway.
This is what I'm talking about, though, Ben, and this is exactly what Coach Tedeschi was saying. We cannot have these catastrophic plays. Great drive. Things are good. We got good juju, and then we go and turn the ball over.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. It's 1st down.
Takari Carr fell on it. It looked like it was Paul Brott who jarred it loose.
Called his name a couple times here. I mean, that's a great job by him.
Bobcat football looking to capitalize when we come back. Paul Brott rocking the cowboy hat, doing the little dance as he should. The 3rd forced fumble from Montana State's defense this year leads to a takeaway, and now the Bobcat offense will start from the 17.
Get along, little doggy. Look at that. Oh, they got, you know, some folks have the, you know, the turnover chain or whatever. They got a cowboy hat.
I mean, call me a curmudgeon, but I like it when it's just simple like that. Some teams try to go too overboard. First play from scrimmage. And lifted up in the air. Julius Davis getting a little bit of a ride there as we go back to that forced fumble.
Well, let's take a look at the defense here. You're going to see the big guy right there. Paul Brott, we keep calling his name. Great use of his violent hands. And then at the end here, again, Paul Brott. CPR, club, punch, rip. That was rip it out. Let your homie get the takeaway. Go to the sidelines and find the cowboy hat.
Well, like I said, those two guys, Kenneth Iden and Paul Brott, the 2 leaders on that D-line, expected to do a whole lot this season. Trying to fight through the hole again. And trying to carry a couple of Laker defenders with him. Just short of the 1st down marker, and now bring up 3rd down.
Kind of a good shot, you know, just at the end there of the offensive line. You saw Burke Mastel back in the offense right there, as I'm talking about, right there, the big fella. Saw Braden Zimmer, JT Reed. You know, again, you go to Autzen Stadium, you play one of the best teams at FBS, you get some guys dinged up, and you just start to see what this team's going to look like.
3rd and short, Julius Davis following a blocker, and Davis looking to punch the gas, and gets tripped up past midfield.
Julius Davis with the big move.
And again, so physical in that running attack, but again, he's shown the wheels from time to time.
Yeah, they keep bringing in their 2 tight end sets here. You can see Ryan Schlepp there. We're going to see right there. You can see both tight ends creating gaps on the edge there. Gets a great block on that Laker defender. Huge, big explosive play. by Julius Davis and the cat out.
Out of the pistol. Play fake to Jared White. Lamson up the gut. He'll take off again. Lamson trying to turn the corner. And wrapped up past the 40-yard line.
This isn't good.
Yeah, and he's slow to get up.
Looked like he's grabbing his ankle. If we get another look at this, one, they're lucky because he had 100 problems. And right here at the end, watch when he's trying to stand up. He's still holding on to that ankle. Still holding on to that ankle. Okay. And you can tell there's a lot of blue and gold in the bleachers that aren't real thrilled.
And Travell Wright with a good hold on that ankle. 2nd and 2. Jared White up the middle.
This is what I'm saying, though, man. Lamson is a tough dude. I mean, I got to tell you, I love the kid. All right, another replay here, just inside zone.
Jared White picks up a first.
Again, you're seeing that fourth tailback. I mean, only at Montana State can you have 4 tailbacks, and they'd all be starters at most places around the FCS.
That's probably the one quote we've heard the most the last couple of years. Even when you look at Jared White and Colson Kuhn, I mean, they'll be starters on any team. Not much going there.
White with the run.
As Jared White once again gets the ball. And I'll take us to the 2-minute timeout here at Bozeman.
Brings it down.
That is the 2-minute timeout.
And again, Paul Broad having fun over on the Montana State sideline with the cowboy hat. Giddy up. 10-0 Bobcats. See, I wouldn't stand a chance in a rib eating contest, Ty. No chance. I'm a slow eater. I can't eat really fast.
Those ribs look good, I'll say that. That just kind of gave me, I love these early games, Ben, these night games. The only people that like night games are the fans. It just gives them that many more hours to drink. But I tell you who hates them, coaches and players. For us, though, get home early, watch some college football, maybe eat some ribs.
Lamson off balance, going to Taco Dowler. And again, Justin Lamson, so composed even while on the run.
Yes, he is, and you're going to see our man right there. He's easy to see with those dang gloves. Does a good job getting separation there from number 1. And this is what I'm talking about, though. Another fantastic drive by this Cat offense. Now it's time to put, not 3, 6, 7, or 8.
This will be the 9th play of the current drive. Taco Dowler bouncing to the outside and tripped up short of the 10. As J.C. Cloutier gets the stop. And we'll get a timeout from Mercyhurst, but again, Taco Dowler having a tremendous 2025 so far for the Bobcats.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you think, okay, how many different ways?
Will the game clock operator please put 1 minute and 22 seconds on the game clock? 1:22.
So here you can just see, this is just standard fly sweep, missed tackle there in the backfield. Nice blocking downfield. He doesn't get tripped up. That's 6 points.
I mean, it doesn't feel too long ago we were talking about Taco Dowler a couple seasons ago. Just him breaking out, started his role here, kind of being an opportunist on the punt returns. And then, a couple of years ago, we remember Cleveland Thomas missed some time, I should say, which allowed Taco Dowler to step up. And yeah, he's taken that role, expanded it, and that might be an understatement, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think, a certain play that sticks out in my mind is that, essentially game-winning play in Flagstaff a few years ago. Tommy did a great job finding him. It was just a slugfest back and forth there at 7,000 feet, and he finds Taco Dowler, and they end up winning the game. Taco's an exceptional player. He's a great young man, and he's going to go down as one of the best.
Adam Jones on the pitch. And wrapped up at the 7-yard line.
Timeout. Mercyhurst. Their third and final of the half. 30 seconds.
Another timeout called by Ryan Remedio as this Laker offense looks to have some time if they get the ball back as we wind down this first half.
Yeah, I remember asking Coach Remedio, you know, like, Coach, you've been in the program a long time now. Are you ever looking at your AD and president and saying, okay, we open up at Youngstown State, we got New Haven, then we have to fly to Sacramento, then we get to come home, fly back to Bozeman, Montana, come home, and then fly to dang Brookings, South Dakota next week. And like, you got a lot of pull. You got a lot of pull in this program. You got to knock off some of this travel. He just kind of threw his hands up. He said, "Hey, 3 years ago we're a Division II program. We're figuring out what it means and what it takes."
Yeah, you see the enrollment just under 2,700, and again the second year in the FCS after playing D2 ball. And of course, you want to talk about some notable alums. A guy that you and apparently our producer, Bobby Hayden, knows very well.
James Buster Douglas, Ben. I'll never forget, I was a kid, like all of us kids. We grew up watching Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet. And one Buster Douglas knocked him out. And Tyson was never really the same after.
Lamson, design QB run. To the 5. Jake Miller brings him down.
I actually like it because what they're going to do, if you're Coach Steerbeck here, just keep chewing every second off the clock. Again, though, they're going to go, if they don't get 6, 7, or 8 here, which will be 6 or 7, I doubt they'd go for 2, they're going to be very upset with themselves. You can see here, 12 personnel.
In the pistol, Adam Jones spins away from a defender and powering his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Montana State.
Big time blocking up front. Nice job by Adam Jones. You know, you keep hearing, you know, what's wrong with Adam? He's having a fine year. He's doing a great job. Just running split zone here. Dodges the initial tackle in the backfield, and Adam Jones on the board with another touchdown.
Rushing TD number 3 here for Adam Jones.
And he's caught one.
Yep.
I mean, the guy's got 4 touchdowns on the year, and people are like, what's wrong with Adam Jones? He's fine. He's a great player.
83 yards, 11 plays, just over 4.5 taken off.
Good shot right there. The man out of Missoula. Missoula Sentinel. Fantastic drive, though. 11 plays, 83 yards to finish the half, 40 seconds on the clock. Exactly what you wanted to do after the drive before. You came up a little short.
I see Brent Vegan right there. And if you're Brent Vegan, obviously with Big Sky play coming next week, I mean, you don't want any sort of a letdown before you welcome in Eastern Washington a week from today.
No, and everybody knows who the one true rivalry to Montana State is, and that's across the divide in Missoula. But make no mistake about it, the next closest rivalry is in Cheney, Washington. And for them to come here, I mean, that's always, 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 even if one of the teams is down, I mean, that's just always going to be a good game. Known Aaron Best a long time, and you know they've been. It's an interesting league right now, Ben. I mean, you see some of these scores, and you know, as we get into league play, you know, gosh, Idaho State's been competitive, and they just can't find a way to win. Idaho, big one today in Northern Arizona. We were just talking about Northern Arizona with Tacos play. Northern Arizona's got a ranked matchup today.
You know, Eastern coming off a heartbreaker last week at Northern Iowa. Past the 20. 36 ticks to go for this Mercyhurst offense. Yeah, I mean, it's been tough for the Eagles, but they finally get to play at home at long last later today.
Yes, they do. We probably won't replay it, but that was a great open field tackle on a special teams play by another Steele. We just try to get all the brothers out of Sheridan. That was the youngest, Brock Steele, this open field tackle. And as a young player, safeties, linebackers, that's how you make your living, man. You want to beg to be on special teams to go make plays so that the coaches put you on defense.
36 ticks to work with for Mercyhurst. Urena underneath and ripped down at the 20-yard line. Caden Dowler brings down Ashton Wilson. No, excuse me, that was Dylan Evans.
Fantastic play by number 5, Caden Dowler here. I mean, that dang wide receiver ran 30 yards and got tackled for loss. Caden Dollar's a fantastic safety.
Urena almost brought down from behind, incomplete.
Well, speaking of another Missoula young man, that's Zach Cruz right there. He is too gritty to be pretty. Wearing that old school.
That brings up third down.
Lots of different names for him. I've heard different names for him. But there's a good shot of Zach Cruz. Got a lot of twitch as a rush-in. It's fun watching him. It's also pretty amazing how the Cats have gone into the rival city and taken some of the best talent out of it, too. Nice play by Zach Cruz.
Of course, Adam Jones, the one that comes to mind the most, as the Lakers will just keep it on the ground.
Like I said, too gritty to be pretty. That is him again. Zach Cruz on another tackle for loss.
Montana State. They're second of the half.
Montana State will call a
30
timeout
seconds.
with 4 seconds left. Try to get Taco Dollar a chance on a return to wind down this first half. .261 total yards for the Bobcats through this first half, 115 for Mercyhurst.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Remedial, I might just try to get the snap and run around for 4 seconds and go into halftime. Well, seriously.
Because again, with how dangerous Taco Dollar can be in that return game,
That's what I'm saying.
you wouldn't really blame him at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. Just, you know, make sure it's a good, clean snap. Have your punter run around.
Well, that's what Adam Urena is out on the field, so
Yeah.
they might just do that.
Let's get loud. It's fourth down.
Urena will just take a shot. And to the Montana State sideline
Brandon's pass goes up.
to end the first half.
That's the end of the first half.
The Bobcats able to increase their lead in the final minutes of quarter number 2 to take a 17-0 lead into the locker room. Halftime coming up here from Bozeman as the Bobcats look to wrap up non-conference play with a W. Much more here from Bobcat Stadium when we come back.
Time now for the Scripps Sports Montana Chevy Dealers Halftime Report.
Welcome back into the Chevrolet halftime. Coach, all 4 running backs seeing the field that first half. What stands out most about that group?
They're all running hard. I think we got a good group, but getting get Jared and Colson in there was part of the plan today a little bit more. It was a challenging half, though. We had 3 possessions. We score all 3. We don't get them to punt. So good job by them of just shortening things up. So we got to almost come and score every time we get it the way this is going. So a lot of work to do, but we did some good things that first half.
Your defense still posting a first half shutout, though, second week in a row. What's standing out most about that group?
Well, we've been able to stop them once they got in the field goal, or the field goal territory where they're not going for a field goal. But we're letting them move the ball probably too much at the same time, not getting them off the field. So ideally, we can get them off the field a little sooner.
And then Chris Long and Burke Mastel back in the rotation. What are you liking from those two back in action today?
I just like the fact they're back. I think they both bring an added element to us. Certainly Chris in the passing game and Burke up front.
Thank you, Coach. Stay tuned into the Chevrolet halftime. We got highlights coming up.
A 17-0 lead for number 4 Montana State over Mercyhurst as we continue on with the Chevrolet halftime report as we welcome you back upstairs inside Bobcat Stadium, everyone. Ben Creighton, Ty Gregorak. And Ty, like we've already talked about, Big Sky play finally starting next week between Montana State and Eastern Washington. But you look at the schedule for the Bobcats. I mean, we got some good games coming up when we hit conference play.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating season. I mean, you and I were talking about it in the first half there. I mean, just between who we actually get to see, but then watching how the other games play out. Who is the Big Sky, man? Four teams in the top 10, 6 in the top 25. It's going to be a fascinating October, November.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty good matchup when you look at that game in 2 weeks from now when we go down to Flagstaff. And, of course, some primetime matchups over on ESPN2. Of course, the week from tonight, that's going to be a huge one, about 3 hours away between the Grizz and Idaho. And you got Sac State, Montana, NAU, Idaho, and then a nighttime kick in mid-November here in Bozeman between Montana State and UC Davis.
Yeah, I think you, Grace, and me were all crying when ESPN announced that, because that's going to be a great game. It's going to be a lot of fun, and Coach Blau does a heck of a job with that Davis group. So.
Should be cold here in Bozeman for that one. Much more when we come back to Bozeman. "17-point lead for number 4 Montana State on an absolute gorgeous day here in the Gallatin Valley. As we continue on with halftime, Ben Creighton, Ty Gregorak with you once again. And Ty, this really feels like the first time you and I calling games where we actually get to talk more about the rushing attack for Montana State.
Yeah, I mean, what you're starting to see, and I think people are getting a vibe for the new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. It's a very balanced attack, Ben. Great run, great job by the O-line, big time explosive play by Olsen Kuhn here. But I mean, they've been very efficient on third down. They had the one long drive that didn't end up in a touchdown, but they still got points off it. Big physical, mean, angry run there by Julius Davis to get the ball in the end zone. And then you can see the Swiss Army knife, Adam Jones, plug it in himself.
And meanwhile, defense, I mean, you can't complain. Throwing a shutout through the first 30 minutes.
You know what I love? There's something that I don't think gets talked about enough is the secondary for the Cat defense are willing and able tacklers. I mean, they want to throw their stuff up in there. I know this is Big Paul Broad on the tackle for loss here, but I love the way this Cat D's flying around. Their secondary, another turnover, takeaway there by Paul Broad and company. But these guys want to make plays in the back end, and they throw it up in there, man. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, so much talk about that secondary, obviously, coming into the season. As you look at the overall stats through the first half, 261 yards for Montana State, 115 for Mercyhurst. And what did the Mercyhurst coaches tell us earlier this week? Time of possession so key, but right now Montana State winning that battle.
Yeah, it's not even the the imbalance of yardage. It's the 14 first downs and the 18 plus of possession time that truly is the tail of tape for this 17-0 game right now, man.
Much more coming up from Bozeman's second half action. Again, how can you not love the nature of the Treasure State? Second half next. A 17-0 lead for Montana State as we get ready to start this third quarter. And just a moment ago, Grace Lawrence caught up with Mercyhurst head coach Ryan Remedios.
Coach, you talked about the atmosphere, how your team's been in this atmosphere before. How are they settling in this first half to the stadium?
I think they're doing a good job. I mean, they understand. I think we continue talking about it through yesterday's meetings. That this is going to be a great atmosphere for us to play some football. Everything's going to be good about the day. We just got to go out there and execute and finish plays.
Yeah, your offense and Adams really moving the chains. How do you sustain a full drive and find the end zone?
I think we just got to continue doing what we're doing. I mean, it's no secret. We talk about it right now in the locker room. We just got to execute and finish. I mean, both sides of the ball, special teams, everybody's got to play complementary football. We got to finish drives on offense. We got to get off the field on defense.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ty, this Mercyhurst coaching staff told us earlier this week, their goal each offensive drive is to end it with a kick. They don't want to turn the ball over, which they've done, obviously, in this one. But they got to put some points up on this first drive.
They do, and they had a couple nice drives and just squandered it by not being able to get any kind of points off it.
Again, 115 total yards so far for the Laker offense. As Adam Marina comes back out, 9 of 13 through the air so far for 88 yards. But again, this is a Mercyhurst team, a lot more confidence coming into this place this year as they did last year, and so far they're showing it. I mean, at 17-0, they still don't have any points on the boards, but I mean, they're showing some talent here.
No, they are. They've gotten better. I mean, you look at week 1, they went to Youngstown State 15-24, and you're in it through 4 picks. I mean, you can't do that in a big-time game. Next week, they beat the heck out of New Haven, who last week just beat Albany, who's been a playoff team, you know, and then they go to Sac State and put up 28 points, and they have gotten better. I mean, proof's in the pudding, and you know, Coach Romero, you know, he keeps. We asked him about the atmosphere. I mean, shoot, this outfit last year played in front of more fans here at Bobcat Stadium than they did the entire season combined. So it is different for them, but you know, compliments to him and his staff. They are improving. And Ben, it's only a 17-point game right now.
Yeah. 2nd down and 7. Uranus slings it on the slant. That one complete to Ryland Davison. And now bring up a 3rd down. Even last week against Sacramento State, I mean, really for almost 3 quarters, they were hanging in there with the Hornets before Sacramento State pulled away.
Yeah, they were. They were. And Sacramento State is loaded with talent. I mean, everybody keeps talking about the talent that Sac State went and got. They went and scrapped with them pretty good.
A 3rd down and 1, where they're 2 of 5 this afternoon.
Watch for a little swirl route here in this tight bunch set.
Direct snap, going to Trobell. And won't get the 1st down, 4th down.
Runs into his own guy.
Yeah, I was calling out the potential of a pass here. They elected to run, and well, didn't quite get what they wanted out of it. They tried a little trickery with Urena, like the ball had been snapped over his head.
And Brian Remedio will elect to punt it away.
McGuire on the punt. Dollar back to return for the Bobcats.
Will they elect to kick it to Taco Dollar? And again, I'm just kind of waiting, man. I'm waiting for him to have a good, clean kick with time and do something impressive with it.
Taco Dollar from the 22. Cuts upfield. And getting a couple on that return there. Fans, another reminder to show off your team spirit. Send us your best Superfan photos, and you can see yourself on the big screen today. Again, just scan the QR code on your screen and upload your favorite fan shots. We'll pick some of them and showcase them later on in this game. And let's continue to see those amazing fan moments. Of course, sponsored by Marsh McLennan Agency. .260 yards of offense for the Bobcats. First play this series, Julius Davis. High steps a defender and gets to the 34-yard line as J.C. Cloutier was there for the stop.
Yeah, just outside zone there. Nice run. Good pickup on 1st down. That's something Coach Vegan keeps harping. You know, in terms of 3rd down success, they got to win 1st down. Good job by him. Just 11 personnel there. Same formation. You can see that hip tight end into the boundary.
Lamson this time looks to throw, swings it out to Davis. Davis with a stiff arm and rumbles out of bounds for a 1st down.
Lampson's pass complete to Davis. Blythe with the stop. 1st down.
As Lamson today, now 12 of 16.
This is an interesting formation right here, I was going to say, because you got Julius Davis lined up in the hip, slides back in there to the tailback position, but you've got Adam Jones right there at the X receiver.
And they go out to him. Jones gets to the edge and popped out of bounds.
I get it, though, man. I mean, as talented as this running back room is, I bet we're going to continue to see these 2 and 3 running back formations.
Picks up 7 on the play.
You can see right down here, Dane Steele again. Just this, you know, right there, Ryan King. You know, those wide receivers probably ain't going to play much if they're not blocking downfield, and they're well trained and do it well.
Brought down by the ankles, and Montana State again continuing to move the sticks. Olsen Kuhn with the carry. Yeah, I mean, Brent Vegan really raved about Ryan King as well as Dane Steele and their blocking ability coming off that San Diego win.
Yeah, and Ryan King's had he's had an interesting journey as well. Young man out of Loganville, Georgia, went to ECU and Georgia. And again, somehow, some way, some folks' roads can lead to Bozeman, Montana. I think he's enjoying it, though.
Lamson underneath.
Wentz passes complete to right back.
And there he is.
Yeah, right on cue.
Yes, sir. He's a big target, too. I mean, just, getting Chris Long back. But, I mean, Ryan King's all of 6'4", 210-pound, big senior. It's good to see him getting some touches.
Brent Vigen's even said, we certainly want to get him the ball in the end zone at some point. To the running attack. Colson Kuhn again lunges forward.
Yeah, just starting to shorten the half a little here, Ben. I mean, swing passes, running the ball. Plays to keep the clock running. Again, unbalanced formation here. You're going to see it. Oh, they shifted back. 2 tight end, 12 personnel here. Go back to that power pair into the boundary.
Adam Jones looking for a hole. And picks up enough to, once again, give Montana State another first down.
You bet. And it just goes back to what we were talking about, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Very, very, not even manageable, but, as an offense, you're going, okay, let's go. And I've got to believe that 1 yard that they couldn't get versus the Jackrabbits a few weeks ago will just eat at them all season. And the next time that happens, they're going to go fight and get that yard.
Play action, Lamson. He unloads, wants to show off the arm, and that one intercepted in the end zone.
This is lousy, and I'm going to tell you why. If we get to see this, Taco Dowler actually is held, and not just held, but they yank his jersey, and that is just a blown and missed call by the referee.
Timeout on the field.
And just batted up in the air. Chris Thompson coming down with the INT. Mercyhurst looks to capitalize when we come back.
Today's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
Chris Thompson with his first interception of 2025 for Mercyhurst, as the Lakers still looking to get that goose egg off the scoreboard. As they'll start from the 20. On the end around, looking for a window, and tripped up past the 25 as that one goes to Jameer Gamble. As Ty, we go back to that interception.
Number 22, Gamble with the run.
Hey, you can see here, in the all 22, it's just 12 personnel here. Just a little play action. You can see right there at about the 20. I thought they just grabbed Taco's jersey. You can see, watch it right here. Not once but twice. Maybe when I saw it with live bullets, it looked a little worse than it was. But nice play, getting the interception and getting the ball back by the Laker defense.
A laser over to Ryland Davison. And the Laker offense picking up a first down.
That's the thing, we keep talking about Lamson. He's been dang good. Number 1 in the country in completion percentage is something that's just, that play, that throw, just like last game, that throw was not a great throw. If he can just eliminate those, the kid's going to be a fine quarterback.
Gamble reverses course and picks up about a 4-yard gain there. And like we saw last week, Justin Lamson threw that pick, and he was able to respond and lead the Bobcats down the field for a touchdown, which Brent Vigen obviously praised. So we'll see what he's able to do when the Bobcats get the football back.
Kind of a cool play call by the Laker O here. Looked like a fly sweep, but then they ran counter action back off it, just looking for something, anything to get a drive, but ultimately get some points out of that drive.
Batted away, Cole Taylor, again making his presence felt here in 2025.
Coltrane Taylor on a Sean Howe pressure, just comes clean off the edge, gets that right paw up. PBU.
And again, playing quarterback back in high school, he said being able to recognize where the QB in the offense is trying to go plays a huge advantage from playing that position back in his high school days.
You bet. I remember another high school quarterback / linebacker out of Dillon, Montana. His name was Troy Anderson.
On the rollout. And another first down picked up by the Laker offense, going to Joe Kerbacher.
Brian Meredith trips him up.
Yeah, just a little sprint out here by Urena, getting it to his senior, Big Joe Kerbacher. Remember calling his names a few times last year. What the heck are we going to do next year, Ben, without Mercyhurst on the schedule? I don't know. We had the coaches meeting. It's like, hey, gang, how you doing? Long time no see.
On first down, Urena feeling the pressure. On the screen, Ashton Wilson to the 50.
You always got to love a good tight end screen. Big junior Ashton Wilson here. You're going to see it right there. He just kind of set it up. I'm here, no, I'm not. And then he slips out. Gets 600 to 900 pounds on the edge to try to block for you. See the all-22 there just setting it up. That's the thing as a D lineman. If offensive lineman ever just lets you go, just doesn't block you, put your foot in the ground, turn and run.
Trobell dragged down from behind. And you go back to that first quarter, had that touchdown waved off the board, Mercyhurst. I mean, that offensive PI penalty is now looking even more crucial.
No question. You know, again, you can't just go block the safety unless it's going to be thrown behind the LOS. Well, Montana State's been nothing short of excellent on third down. Mercyhurst hasn't been so much, just being 207.
Again, Montana State 11th in the country coming into this one. A 294 third down conversion percentage from this defense. Looking to hold again. Urena, clean pocket, and a laser delivered.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, coming into the game, this Laker offense has been almost 50% on third down. You know, if as an offense, you're fit right around the 50% mark. That's good third down. Nice job by the Laker O, extending the chains, moving the chains, and first down.
Evan Van Dyke making the catch. Rodriguez looking for an opening, but that Montana State D-line keeps the window closed.
Yeah, you see Aarons and Taylor at the end of that play, but that all starts up front. I mean, watch these big fellas up here. Get the penetration, bubble the play right there by Hunter Parsons. Good job by him. Allow for your homies to go clean it up. Right here, look at that, boom. Sticks his face, hands right underneath that kid's chin. Great job by Hunter Parsons.
The 11th play of this drive. Urena rolling, slings it. Incomplete, as that one's a little too high for Taden Gray, who had a chance for an interception.
Yeah, I was just talking about Hunter Parsons. I'm not sure we're going to see the replay on this, but he was trying to force the play here, and they just tackled him. They just ripped him down. See some Cat fans enjoying this 77-degree day.
Four wide, Montana State brings the pressure. Evans cuts inside, and he'll be about 3 yards short of the first down marker. Bryant Meredith with the tackle.
Well, it's a good job by Urena, recognizing that Coach Sean Howe, defensive coordinator for the Cats, is bringing pressure here. Goes to his hot right route on the backside, and Coach Remedio's got no choice here on 4th and about 3. Got to go if they want any chance of making this a game.
Urena with time. And a tremendous catch over the middle. And another first down. And it's Kerbacher with excellent hands.
Yeah, so they brought, again, the illusion of pressure. You're going to see Parsons jump out right there to try to get in that window, and that's where he's just got to kind of feel the route, kind of reach back into that zone a little bit. Saw very, very similar pressure, if not the same pressure last week that got home for the Cat D. But compliments to Urena. He's made some nice throws on this drive. He's a gutsy kid. He sticks in there for 5'9". He's a tough kid.
Play fake, pulls it back, nowhere to go. Alec Eckert rips him down for the sack.
Yeah, the big Washington State transfer out of Lewiston, Idaho, man. He's had a heck of a season thus far. You're going to see him right there. They don't even block him. That's the best kind. Right here, just a little twist game. That big right tackle, Samuel Petros, the senior, he's got to get that blocked up. That was too easy. Big time tackle for loss, making it 2nd and long. Alert screen draw on defense. Screen.
And again, nowhere to go. And for more on Alec Eckert, back down to Grace.
Coach's show. I had Alec Eckert on the coach's show a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him, I said, were you doing a tease up when you had that sack when they were playing South Dakota State? He said, no. I was punching my family brand. I said, how much does your family mean to you? He said, everything. They're the reason he stuck with it through the portal and found a new home with Montana State, guys.
Yeah, considered coming to Montana State out of high school, but obviously made his way to Pullman. But you know what, better late than never, and he's embracing this final year of playing college football. Urena again. Quick pop, Kerbacher breaking away from a couple tackles. And once again, getting those yaks to the 20.
Well, Kerbacher's making some plays, is what he's doing. And what he did here to two young linebackers has made him miss. You're going to see Aarons and Taylor both have opportunities and miss the football. Again, getting them to that 4th and manageable. You know they're going for it here. That's where those young linebackers, though, have got to pace it inside out, pace that hip. Can't overrun plays like that.
And Mercyhurst just continuing to eat up clock here. This will already be the 16th play of this current drive. Trying to convert again on 4th down. Urena again with a missile to an open target. Dylan Evans slides down and makes the catch, as that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
Slowly but surely, this is the kind of drive we expected to see from the Mercyhurst offense. Looking to put some points on the board. 4th quarter next.
Today's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
A current 9-minute drive. 17 plays upcoming. Starts this 4th quarter for Mercyhurst. Knocking on the door, trying to get rid of that goose egg. On the ground, Rodriguez swallowed up.
Cole
Taylor.
Train Taylor. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, Ben. That's exactly what this Cat D needed, though, man. I mean, like you just said, 9+. They needed a play like that to get them going a little bit, because Mercyhurst is just bleeding the clock right now. You and I were just talking at break. This might go down as one of the shortest games of all time.
Well, it caught me off guard when the 3rd quarter ended, and I was like, wait, we're already done with the 3rd?
Right.
Second and goal, the flags fly.
False start. Offense, number 7. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
The wideout, Joe Kerbacher.
That's a never, Ben. You can never be offsides as a wide receiver. It's a never. And we were just giving Kerbacher a ton of love. Made a ton of plays this half.
Right now, 4 catches for 35 yards. Empty set, second down. Urena looks left, now looks right, and just has to ground it. And now a word from the Whitefish Credit Union.
Montana's largest credit union offers Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. Number 3 was
No intentional grounding, according to our white hat this afternoon, Spencer Mumford. So third down. And again, just continuing on this drive. Upcoming 19 play.
Well, 3 fourth-down conversions. I mean, that's soul taking as a defense right there.
Urena, pocket collapsing, goes to the end zone, in and out of the hands, but again, another flag is thrown near the 25.
I think they're going to call a chop block. I'm not sure if we're going to see that again, but I think they're going to call a chop. A little high-low action here when the running back engages after the O-lineman had already engaged.
personal foul, chop block, offense, number 3 and number 52. It's a 15-yard penalty. Replay third down.
Okay, we're going to see it again right here. Okay, oops, I did the double circle. Right here, right there, you can't do it. It's not like the O-lineman was engaged. He was setting so far back. Needless to say, they called it right here on the running back offensive line tandem. That's where they called the chop.
Again, penalties proving crucial for Mercyhurst. 2 times where they've gotten deep in the red zone, and now they're all the way back at the 34-yard line on third down. Urena again ripped down. This time Zach Cruz bringing the crunch.
Too gritty to be pretty, Ben. Zach Cruz, and what you were just saying is so right. And it's just stuck in my head when offensive coordinator Thomas Sadesky called him catastrophic plays. Great there. Great play by Zach Cruz there. But these catastrophic plays, his words, not mine, are drive killers. Absolute drive killers.
Because now they got to punt the ball away since they're so far away.
I mean, they essentially took a quarter. They took a quarter off the clock and got nothing from it.
No return here as this ball will bounce into the blue turf. Well, again, that MSU D line
on the field,
continuing to get pressure. This time, thanks to Zach Cruz. 17-zip lead.
Welcome back in from the break. Cats up 17-0. Over the summer, Taco Dowler and Adam Jones put on a youth camp here in Bozeman. Just down the street at Van Winkle Stadium, hundreds of kids took part and were genuinely so excited to play football with their favorite Bobcats. Most of all, Adam and Taco enjoyed using their platform to give back to a town that's given so much to them. Adam told me he can't explain how much it means to him that Bozeman embraced a Missoula kid and a Billings kid like them guys.
Yeah, you can just see how special the Montana State program and just Bozeman in general is to those two guys. As Mercyhurst is saying there was a fumble and they have the football.
Dang, how about that?
And it is Laker football.
And you can see Coach Remedio on the sideline. I mean, he's still barking hope.
The field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Mercyhurst.
Yeah, it looks like that.
I mean, are they going to review that or not? I mean, he's clearly down. I know I'm getting old and losing my mind, Ben, but
yeah, because the turf obviously can't force the football to come out.
So that was a second.
The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by the defense. The previous play is under further review.
Yeah.
So obviously they'll take a look. And you see Brent Vegan right there saying, yeah, I mean, that elbow hit the turf before that popped out.
I'm telling you, his knee and butt had already hit the ground before that.
But again, going back to what Grace was saying about Adam Jones and Taco Dowler, look, with the seasons they had last year, I mean, there's no question. Those guys could have gotten big opportunities to go play at bigger schools. But like I said before, both of them, they love being in Bozeman. They love being at Montana State. Even Adam Jones has said, I think we're doing a good job at Montana State on what it means to play for this team, this state, and this community. I mean, they love it here.
They do. I mean, you know, not often are you seeing Montana kids jump in the portal. And to your point a little bit, Ben, you can only get poached if you put your name in the portal. And so how some of these kids are leaving programs without signing up for the portal is beyond me, man. I mean, they're going to have to, you know, between the transfer portal and NIL, in my mind, you're going to have to choose one, because the combination of the two of them are killing amateur athletics in college football.
So I'll continue to take a look at this. And the call on the field is a fumble given to Mercyhurst.
I mean, again, we're not in the replay booth, but you and I both saw it. They got to overturn this.
After review, the runner had possession of the ball and was down. It's second down, Montana State.
We're going to see it one more time here, Ben. I mean, Jones right here. I mean, let's just take a look. I mean, the ball clearly pops out after multiple parts of his body had hit the ground.
So the drive continues, 2nd and 8 as Jones is still lined up at tailback. Dollar motions. Adam Jones sidesteps and brought down by a pair of Laker defenders. Braylon Beckwith was the first guy there.
Yeah, earlier I talked about the takeaways and lack thereof for this Laker defense. Braylon Beckwith, the young sophomore, number 22, you're going to see him right here. He's actually got one of only a few takeaways for Mercyhurst with a fumble recovery. Nice tackle by him. Good finish there by the other safety, JC.
They'll now empty it out. Lamson will take off, tuck and run, and will be 2 yards short of the first down marker. And Montana State will elect to punt it away. As the Bobcats today are pretty efficient on 3rd downs, now 7 of 10.
I'll be curious to see, you know, when we talk to the Bobcat coaches this week, you know, the vibe and the feeling they get from this game. I mean, you know, it's never been close. The defense still shows 0 on the opponent's scoreboard. But it's just been, you know, a team like Mercyhurst, you kind of want to see just a dominant effort, and it hasn't been.
Joe Kerbacher lowers his shoulder, and some pushing and shoving after the completion of that play as more bodies hit the turf.
Timeout on the field.
Well, again, we've seen it multiple times already. Both teams drawing, talking smack. Mercyhurst looking to get something going. Well, hello, welcome back. Still a 17-0 game here in Bozeman as we take a look at some more fan zone photos with the Marsh McLennan Agency. How about all the way out in, was it Greece?
Yeah.
I want to say that, yeah. Oh, there you go. You got a golden retriever. Thank you. We finally got a golden in one of these things, me being a golden retriever lover. Some great photos. Want to thank all of you for sending in your submissions. Of course, sponsored by Marsh McLennan Agency. Want to thank all of you again for sending in your photos. .202 total yards for Mercyhurst. Adam Urena, he wants the deep ball. And too strong. That one incomplete as he was trying to find Ryland Davison. And again, go back to their previous drive. I mean, look, when you take that much time off the clock, when you go down the field that far, I mean, you gotta put up some points there, man.
Yep, you do. So, I mean, listen, it's a compliment to the Bobcat defense, honestly. I mean, have they played great? They played good. But again, 0 points, man. It's not easy to do.
Going to the screen. Evans cuts upfield and gets into Bobcat territory. Well, you and I were talking about this before we went into the break. You know, how is this Montana State team going to feel following this one? Because again, a year ago, and I know this is a Lakers bunch who has more confidence this season. I mean, this was a 52-13 game a year ago.
Right. It was, and you also had the highest scoring offense in the world at the time. You got the future Walter Payton Award winner. You got just, you know, seniors everywhere defensively. That being said, they're still doing a lot of good things. I think, you know, what we were talking about in the open, though, just, you know, they want to polish and clean it all up before getting into Big Sky play. I'm not sure that they have.
The fake to Trobell. Urena again lets it fly. To Davison again. Jukes the defender. And to the 25.
I'm not going to go cart before the horse here, Ben, because Mercyhurst has showed us that they can't, or at least haven't been able to put points on the board. But if they do, I mean, there's a lot of time left, you know. So, but they got to score. Another nice throw by Urena. I mean, this kid's improved, man. I mean, you and I got to watch 3 hours of Mercyhurst ball last year, and this outfit has gotten better, a lot better.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with them, no question about that. Urena, he wants the end zone, incomplete again. Too strong for his intended target, this time Dylan Evans.
And he's got Evans wide open. That's the thing. I mean, it's just, you know, we keep calling this kid a scrappy young man, but he's got to have a little better touch. This is a touchdown. This is a touchdown because he's got Carson Williams, the freshman, dead to rights here. He's got to find some touch and connect with his receiver on that.
Five wide, empty set on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter to the far side. Short of the first down marker. Back to the comparison in the AVA red zone. A duo of trips. But again, penalties, absolute killers for the Lakers when they get this deep.
Yeah, it is, and you know, you just start looking at this thing. I mean, this is a much better game than 17-0. The time of possession is now completely balanced out with that long drive that Mercy put together. You know, it's 307 total yards to 241. It just got to score.
Direct snap to Trobell. Reaches forward, and he will get enough to move the sticks.
Nice job by him getting that extra, just that extra half yard. Nice stick here by J.J. Dolan, another Missoula Sentinel graduate here at the end. We've seen a lot of this counter action here by the Mercyhurst offense. Some wildcat formations. You almost expect it now as a defensive player. You see those wildcat formations, expect that counter.
Back to Trobell. He's got a window. Gets to the edge, lowers his shoulder. And gets popped out of bounds. But again, another strong run by the leading rusher for this Mercyhurst offense.
Yeah, you're going to see out on the perimeter here. Up here, Dylan Evans is doing a great job of blocking his man, Carson Williams, the young man we just keep talking about here. But right there, just, you know, again, there's no edge to the defense. Getting out leverage there. Nice job by Caden Dowler coming in and finishing the play. But Mercy's putting together another great drive.
Can they finally capitalize? Trobell still in it back. Urena has to throw it to the cheerleaders and get rid of it.
Well, that was, I thought it was a nicely designed play. It doesn't help, though, when you leave your big senior captain, Kenny Iden, just to run free and put pressure on the quarterback. Nice job by, good shot of Kenny Iden right there. Bozeman Hawk.
And another third down for Mercyhurst. 4 of 12 today.
Excited to see what defense coordinator Sean Howell likes to do here. Bring the house or play coverage.
Well, Urena now lines up. We'll get flags.
This is. I mean, again, I know 3 years ago they were a Division II program, but I mean they're going to have another false start here. Move them back. Every time they've been knocking on the door, they're killing themselves.
Before the snap, delay of game, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Again, we'll back them up 5. And now a word from the Whitefish Credit Union.
Montana's largest credit union offers Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
Yeah, again, man, just penalties. Just continuing to hinder this offense. And it was an interesting formation there because you had Adam Urena lined up way outside the backfield.
Yeah, but that's the thing is you're putting together multiple great drives. Don't get cute. Keep doing your stuff. It's been working.
Urena calls for it. Trobell cuts upfield. Trying to battle his way for the first down marker. 4th down upcoming.
Yeah, and if you're looking for cool participation trophies, you kick the field goal and you say you wouldn't compete it hard in Bozeman, or you go and try to get that yard and put get a touchdown out of this deal.
Well, Remigio is going to keep them on the field again. Again, they've been successful 3 of 5 today, including a perfect 3 for 3 on that eternity of a drive. 4th and 1. All bunched up on the line. Direct snap again. Trobell finds a window, tripped up, short of the goal line, but a first down.
Yeah, this is close. Not close. The Cats almost had this dialed up nicely, but again, they're just bringing this counter action back. And you can see Bryce Greavy there. If he trusts his instinct, trusts his keys, if he just keeps flowing over the top of that, he makes the tackle. That being said, 4th down, they got it. Showing forward to the boundary here.
You got to imagine they go to Brian Trobell again with how much he can pop through the window. He gets it. No gain there.
Yeah, it was a nice play there by Hunter Parsons. You can see right here, you can see 34 and 70. Good job by him. Good job by Takari Carr setting an edge there and allowing for a no gain.
As the clock continues to tick, under 6 to play here in Bozeman. The quick pop. Trying to fight his way. But the D-line with the stuff again.
Yeah, we're gonna get another look here. Just running another fly sweep. Again, nice job by that, those edge players, those guys in the perimeter. Talking about Takari Carr there again, amongst others. I love what Brian Shepard and the new corners coach Trenton Green are doing with this secondary, man. They are willing and able to throw it up in there, set the edge, be the force player, throw it up in there, go make tackles. This defense is bowing up.
Urena rolling. Back of the end zone, nobody there.
Okay, well.
Let's do this again.
My goodness. Just running a little sprint out here. He can't find his open man. Today's either going to be known as some of the best red zone, tight red, black zone defense ever, or just really poor red zone offense. I'm not sure which yet.
Urena throws, batted up in the air, and eventually picked off.
Welcome to college football, Ryan Cray, another Great Falls native. Okay, here's what I'm going to say, Ben. Great red zone defense. Holy smokes.
An interception. First down, Montana State. Timeout.
Again, another opportunity by Mercyhurst. Coming up with nothing. Tip drill leads to a pick. Once again, time to check in with this week's Williams Plumbing and Heating poll. Which one of these programs was not a charter member of the Big Sky Conference? And of course, it is Northern Arizona. And again, today's poll question is sponsored by Williams Plumbing and Heating. Visit williamsandplumbing.com to register for a chance to win tickets to an upcoming Cats or Grizz game. So after the takeaway, 2 tight ends set back in the ball game for Montana State as we wind down this one here in Bozeman. It's cutting to the outside, trying to again be a bulldozer.
Yeah, what I kind of like here, though, as wonky and clunky as this game has gone, I don't think Brent Vigen's real thrilled of the way they performed today, and you still see the starting outfit out there. Lamson's out there, Julius Davis, the O-line. They want to figure this out, and this is the time to do it. Obviously, you don't want to see anybody get hurt with 4 minutes left to go in a game where it's only 17-0, but you've controlled it the entire game. That being said, I mean they've still got stuff to prove to themselves, not us, not the fans, but themselves.
Pistol formation again to the ground game, and not much going there. Yeah, because again, with Big Sky play blooming next week against Eastern Washington, I mean, I can't imagine that this is the performance you were hoping to see against a Mercyhurst squad.
No, and give Mercyhurst credit, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, Coach Ryan Remedios looks like he sounds, and he's a first-class dude. And talking to his coaches, and they have gotten better. I mean, people forget this group was a Division II outfit 3 years ago. They're traveling halfway around the world to go play football games. That being said, the guys we cover the most in blue and gold, we were talking about a polished, clean game. It has not been that.
And before the snap, a timeout from Mercyhurst.
Timeout. Mercyhurst, their first of the half. 30 seconds.
As they'll try to figure out defensively, and Vance. Well, first we'll take a look at the last goal line stance from Montana State.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, they've been lights out down here. I mean, if I'm Mercyhurst, I am working the heck out of the red zone and goal line because they had a lot of opportunities, and they squandered them with that last one. We get to see another cowboy hat there, Ryan Cray. I love it. He's fired up. I got to imagine they got to get a big hat just so that, anywhere from Paul Brott to, I don't know, Seth Johnson can all wear it, or even that young man. They're happy, man. They are happy. You can see it. That being said, I would imagine their coaches are going to get them in early to watch some film and have some discussions as to what could have been better.
On 3rd and 2. Leaping forward. And looking like he's going to get enough, Adam Jones.
Yeah, there's a young Laker defender holding his arm, which I would imagine means a shoulder. Hope he's okay. Just makes a long trip longer getting home. That thing's going to be painful.
And the training staff will tend to him and help him off the field. Yeah, because again, this offense for Montana State, 318 total. this afternoon for the number 4 team in the land.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those games. I don't know how you shut an opponent. Again, 2 minutes and 52 seconds to play. They're going to shut an FCS football program out and yet still question, like, whoa, what was that? It was just kind of a weird game.
Definitely is a weird game. Jared White now in at running back for the Bobcats as we approach the 2-minute mark. The give to him. To the 35. As that will take us to the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, you can point to 2 or 3 drives there by the Mercyhurst Lakers, but in terms of time of possession for any team to have 5 more minutes
the 2-minute timeout.
of time of possession is incredible.
Bobcats on their way to another W. Well, the Montana State defense with a solid afternoon, throwing up a shutout as we are at the 2-minute timeout. And again, that defense absolutely solid today, Ty.
Well, they were. It wasn't perfect, and I think, you know, as a fan, you probably expect a little more against a team, you know, out of Pennsylvania that just went FCS. That being said, shutouts are shutouts, Ben. 0 points is hard. It's hard. So compliments to these guys. They bowed up when they had to.
Today's player, or in this case players of the game, sponsored by Whitefish Credit Union.
False start. Offense, number 64. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Burke Mastel.
Welcome back, Burke. Stay on sides. You know, going back to giving, you know, the defensive player of the game, the player of the game, the defense. You know, we were talking this week to Coach Vegan and about Sean Howe and, you know, just, you know, some newness of this staff together. He said they kind of have to find themselves, but he allows these guys to coach and have input. And frankly, in my mind, they've done a fantastic job. You know, they gave up that touchdown last week against San Diego. But
Timeout. Mercyhurst. Their second of the half. 30 seconds.
Another timeout on the field. Fans, get ready for game day with Megan Robinson during this weekend Big Sky football. You'll hear from your favorite coaches and players, plus get an insider's look at the conference. Watch every Saturday on this Scripps Sports Station. Check local listings for times in your area. And how about this? Earlier today, future college player in my personal opinion. How about this performance? Speaking of interceptions, both ways, and then getting it done with his arm as well.
Well, yeah, we were talking about Cole. He's got to step into the throw. Talking about Cole, you know, I actually played quarterback and linebacker in high school, and then got to play middle linebacker at Colorado in the old Big 12, the good Big 12. But, you know, I got to tell you, you know, for all the youngsters out there listening, you know, play both ways. And that's the cool thing about Montana high school football.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys do play both ways, and you're a better athlete for it. You got a great understanding of both offense and defense and football in general.
Lamson trucks forward, and another first down. And we'll get another timeout from Mercyhurst.
Timeout. Mercyhurst. Their third and final of the game. 30 seconds.
And another run from Lamson. Up the gut for 11 yards. Right now, Colson Kuhn still leading the way for Montana State on 62 yards on only 4 attempts. Of course, the majority of that coming on that big run back in the first quarter.
Totally. Just kind of a ho-hum. It's kind of a ho-hum shutout. You know, I don't know. Might be one of the fastest games in Bobcat Stadium history.
We thought last week was pretty quick.
Yeah.
I don't think we hit the 3-hour mark last week, but looking ahead, obviously, we'll be in Flagstaff 2 weeks from today. That should be a great one down in the walk-up Sky Dome against Northern Arizona. Idaho State coming here to Bozeman a week after that. And Again, a little bit heartbreaking we don't get to call that UC Davis game in mid-November. First down. Jared White brought down from behind.
Yeah, it's a fascinating league. I mean, we know who the best two are, and they're one's in North Dakota, one's in South Dakota, and then Tarleton State's playing good football.
Oh, they're off to a monster start. Taking down Army early in the season.
Yeah, that's not easy. Nobody likes playing the service academies, man.
Winchoni in motion. Through the hole. And past the 40.
I believe they're going to have to run one more play, and this thing is all she wrote. Maybe two, depending on what they do. Should be it.
Yep.
Victory.
All 17 points will be scored in the first half. Lamson will take a knee, and that will do it, as Montana State will wrap up non-conference play with a 17-0 win over Mercyhurst. Like you said, Ty, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to talk to these coaches as we head into Big Sky play, but it'll be interesting also to hear Brett Vegan in his post-game comments.
Well, they've been to the pinnacle, man. They've been to the top. They just haven't found a way to put a number one on their finger. But he knows what it takes, and I've got to believe he's in his own way going to reiterate that this wasn't good enough. Even though the defense shut him out, was the defense spectacular? Probably not. It just the way it all shook out, it was an interesting game. I don't know, man. But to your point, here we go. Big Sky play.
Down to Grace Lawrence with some of the members of the defensive line who had themselves a day.
Yeah, I'm here with all the players of the game to the defensive line room. But Paul, I mean, you're the player of the game. What made your D-line so good today?
We just listen to Coach Bapp and Coach Howe, and we take 1-0 each play and play with the aggressive mentality.
You look up at that scoreboard, a shutout, a goose egg for Mercyhurst. How was your defense able to get it done?
Just relentless pursuit. I mean, we never give up, and we just want to do our best, so yeah.
Over to Alec over here. How much trust do you have in the depth of your room?
Oh, I have the ultimate trust in the depth of our room. I mean, we got everyone out here can make plays.
Conference play starts next week. What do you guys hope to take from these 2 wins into conference play?
Obviously, there's some mistakes out there. We just got to learn from those and then get them corrected before we start conference play. I mean, that's the most important time of the year, so.
Thank you guys so much. This was the D-line room. Ben?
Yeah, again, coming into this season, the big storyline defensively, along with the inexperience in the secondary, was the experience coming back on the D-line and really the front seven. And again, really showing a tremendous performance today.
Yeah, and I think when we saw Vegan yelling at the D-line, it's because they're good. They need to play to the standard every play, every game. And that's what he was talking about, Parsons and Eckert. You went out and played your best game against South Dakota State. Now do it every week. That's the expectation.
Again, the final score here from Bozeman, 17-0. We'll take a break and come back with more and wrap things up when we come back to Bobcat Stadium. The final score here from Bozeman, number 4, Montana State 17, Mercyhurst 0. And Ty, talking about the offense first for Montana State. First with Justin Lamson, another efficient day, 12 of 17, 121 yards through the air, and obviously picked up some yards on the ground as well.
Yeah, I mean, what we saw last week was exceptional. And, other than the pick, he was good. It's just, you're like, oh my gosh, is this kid going to be great? And today was just kind of okay in my mind. But, that being said, very balanced attack. Great run there by Kuhn after the O-line sprung him. A lot of good. especially by the defense. But we're not on the defense yet. Now, I thought offensively they held their own. I'm shocked that Mercyhurst had more possession time, but again, that was 1 or 2 drives. But hey, listen, the Caddo did just enough. Probably could have got maybe another touchdown or 2, but they didn't. Is what it is.
Yeah, you take a look at the final stats from this one. 121 through the air, 233 on the ground for Montana State, with 354 yards total for Montana State. Again, a 17-0 win for the Bobcats to wrap up non-conference play. Welcome back and
well, we're back here, gang. It is 17-0 final. It was an interesting day in Gallatin Valley. I think there's a lot of questions to be answered. But overall, hey, a win's a win. You're going to see some first scores. That's what they call beat down Saturday over in Missoula right there, 56-13 for the Fighting Larry Birds. And then San Jose State, I guess, has 0 fans today to watch Idaho come in and probably end up with a victory. And then you've got one of the only ranked games in FCS up there at 7,000 feet. And we will be joining Trey. Right now, actually, we're going to join Trey Bender and Jordan Tripp in Missoula for what I call Beat Down Saturday. The Grizzlies are getting after them.